Hey everybody, it's Brooke. The creepy baby and I are back again, and we are going to make the second page of the mini album portion of our Jalbum. We finished this one last time, now let's do page 2. Stick around. Alright, I'm going to take these things out of the way. Here's our album, all glued in. We've got our spine all done. I love how the gold looks. Still a little irked at the way this Michael's paper is cracking. I went through with a Sharpie and colored some of the white core, and that made it a little better. Yeah, let me put those out of the way. We'll be using those. Here's my other book that I am working on, and this is what we will be making on page 2. We saw it last time, but it flips up like, oh, I'm sorry, this opens, so you have journaling in here, and then this flap flips open like that, and this one flips down like that, so you've got all that space, and then I made a pocket here out of one of the scraps, and I tucked in a little faux tarot card. So that is the piece we'll be making today. Sorry guys, somebody walked in. Okay, crazy. So, I got all distracted. So here's the page that we made last time, and we'll be working on page 2, which is the back. And I have this piece from the free Creepy Baby Digi that's available in the Facebook group, which I will link up there. Come on over. I printed this one on this page, and then on the back side I printed this one. Also part of the freebie kit, as is this one. And I printed the same thing on the back. And this is printed on Michael's cardstock, the 65 pound, I think it is, cream colored cardstock. And then this is just printed on regular presentation paper. This one is a new background. I realized we didn't have a lot of backgrounds, so I made a couple new ones. And I believe they will be the Friday freebie on October 20th. So look for that, and let's get going. Oh, I also have a little scrap of black cardstock, and this is one of the pockets that is in the Creepy Baby original kit in my Etsy shop. All of my digis, including Creepy Baby, are 25% off, and that will be linked down below. Okay, I think that's all the spiel, so let's get going. So our base page, I do a lot of measuring and remeasuring because I don't remember anything from 1 second to the next. It's 5.75 inches wide and 9.25 inches tall. So what we're going to do is our flaps need to be the same width as our base page, so they'll be 5 3/4 inches wide, and then we want them to be about 7 inches high, so we have a 1/2 inch flap on either end, a hinge to fold them, and that they overlap enough. So let's do that. Get out my cutter. And I hate to cut off the babies' heads, but it's going to happen. Sorry, babies. So what's a 1/2 inch from? I want to keep this whole thing that says, "Your nightmares follow you like a shadow forever." I think actually what I want to do is score that first, because I do want to keep it, and I'm not very good at eyeballing. So if you're using a paper where there's not a specific part that you want to keep, that's fine. You can just lop it off, no worries, but I do want to keep this specific piece. Okay, I should have cleaned up better. So that is roughly there. So I'm going to score it here. Okay, and then that is, how far is that, in case you're using the same page? That's at 1 1/4. And so then I will cut off about a 1/2 inch from that score mark that we just made, and turn it around, and we want the whole thing to be 7 inches. So move this to 7 inches. There we go. Got some cool scraps. Throw them in the scrap bucket. And then we want it to be 5.75 or 5 3/4. Oop, don't want to cut off that part we just so carefully preserved. So that is 5 3/4. There we go. Great. Why does that look wide to me? Let's hold it up to our base page. Nope, it's not too wide at all. So then we have this page, and I think I want this part. So I'm going to cut my 7 inches this way. Oh, and our little witches are right at about at 7 inches. Perfect. I might cut it just a little bit more because the very tips of their hats are showing. And that little tiny fraction will not make a difference. Not one bit. Okay, so then 5.7 wide, 5.75 wide is going to be right about there. We get that cool splat. I love that. Then we have the faux vintage tape down there as well. Let's make sure these are the same width. Perfect. And on this one, we want to score it on the bottom. So move the cutter, grab the scoreboard, juggling our tools as we do. So I'm just going to, we're going to lose our cool tape. Oh well. I find it easier to score on this side. So we're at 7, I'm going to go to 6.5. And we already have this one scored. So yay. I'll fold this one up. Put our scoreboard away. Get our base page. You know what? Looking at this, it is just a fraction too wide. I'm going to cut off just the tiniest bit. And you know what? I better use my cutter. I was going to go crazy and use my blade, but I better not. Just the tiniest little bit. And I'm going to cut them both at the same time so that they remain the same width. Okay, so line those up. Try to line them up, doing my best. And I mean just the slightest bit. Oh, let me scoot over so you guys can see. Hopefully you can see. No, it's so small you can't even see. It's maybe a 32nd of an inch. Maybe. Let's see how that looks, if that looks better on there. So I'm just holding it up. Yep, that looks much better. Put that aside again. And so what we will do is, do I want to ink it? I guess I won't. I won't make you guys suffer through that. So we will miter our corners. So just cutting from the bottom to the score line. Doing the same on the other side. And do that one. I think I'm sitting askew. If I've been off screen this whole time, I apologize. So now we can, I'm going to turn it sideways so I can make sure I'm lining it up really well at the top. Take my art glitter glue, glue these poor little babies' faces up. Make sure I didn't get glue on that side, which of course I did. And again, I said this in the last video, but I find if you don't press down with the art glitter glue, I mean, I just barely got it laid down. Make sure it's all lined up before you press, and you do have a second with your art glitter glue before it starts grabbing. So that looks great. Give that a good burnish. And I'm just going to grab a dry baby wipe because we had some glue escape over there. Guess I was really generous. And I'm going to fold that down to put this one on to make sure we get it lined up well. Okay, so grab that art glitter glue again. Guess I don't have to be quite so crazy with glue. And line it up to the bottom. Make sure it's lined up nicely with this flap. So I'm checking the sides right here. And I'm checking the bottom. Whoop. And see, did you see how much that slid? That's with the art glitter glue. So it's because I have not pushed it down real hard yet. That looks great. Press it down. We'll open that up. Give that a burnish. Wipe off that glue. Yep, I went crazy with the glue again. Get out my glue eraser to make sure that's all gone. I should do that up here too. And that's okay because we'll be covering that section anyway, so it'll be just fine. Awesome. So those look great. Really happy with that. And now we need to make our little card for the front. Now I had pulled out this pocket. Now I'm wondering, do we want to use this? I'm kind of thinking I do. I am kind of thinking I do. You can make this little card whatever size you want to. And I kind of think that's adorable. I love these witches. Looks like I cut it a little wonky, so let's get this out again and double check. Line that up. Nope, straight as can be. It's just me. Oh, goody. Good to know. Get out my littler cutter. And what do we want on the front? I want those two nice ladies on the front. Well, I expect they're not really nice ladies. I expect they're spooky witches. But it's kind of cool. It's a woodcut image, and I like how it looks. So I will just fold that like that. Get a good crease. Cut it so it's the same size front and back. Excellent. This one I do want to ink. Sorry to make you wait. Oh, better put my pin back in there. We know what happens when you don't put the pin back. So just do that. And that'll be good because this part will show when you flip the piece up. So we have something on there. So that's excellent. And we used up a scrap. Hooray! So now what I'm going to do is I am going to... Why does this look so crooked to me? Is it just me? Is it because these lines are printed crooked? I mean, they're supposed to be crooked. Maybe that's why it's looking crazy to me. All right, well, it doesn't appear to be crooked, so it must just be me. So we are going to put this on our top flap. Oh, and I didn't tell you what size I made it. I made it 4 inches tall by 5 7/8, almost 6 inches wide. Okay, so we're going to glue that right in there, but we need to put our magnet in. I've got to feel the other page I made to remember where I put the magnets. Again, you know, it's been a day. So one is on that side. Okay, so we have this. And I got my magnets out. Where did I put them? Did they get knocked to the side somewhere? With all my craziness, did they stick to something? Oh boy. Hold on. Gotta go on the magnet search, you guys. Don't move. Those little rascals, they stuck to the legs of the thing that my computer's on. I found them. They weren't far away. So let's see. We need to put one on here, and it's down in the bottom left-hand corner. So I have my basic gray magnets. Those are linked down at the bottom, a positive and a negative. These things are awesome. They are super, super sticky. The adhesive that's on them. They are super, super strong. I love them. So I'm just going to take the sticky backing off, or the adhesive backing, and I've got them stacked together. I'm going to put that right there. And then, where did I put the other one? I'm just double checking. So that's going to be there. Okay, the other one is going to be on the inside, in here. So we need to put our lining in first. Did I put it on the inside? Sorry, guys. As I said, you know, it's been more than 3 seconds since I did that. So, yes, I did put it on the inside. So let's go ahead and cut this. This is what I want to use in here. Oh, and I just shot that magnet somewhere. No, I didn't. It's stuck. Okay, good. We're all good. Nobody panic. So this is going to be 575 by 9 1/4. A little tiny bit less. I'll grab my big cutter. And I like this lace, so I want to keep that side. So we'll make that a tiny bit, a fraction less than 5 3/4. And then I want to use, I actually like this part because it's grungier, so let's go ahead and do that. Just a tiny bit less than 9 1/4. Put those in the scrap pile. First, I'm going to check to make sure it fits in there. Always a good plan, right? I don't mind if a little bit of the black shows. Creepy baby goes with everything. That folds up. That, oh, you know what? When you take just a little bit off the height. So let's use our little cutter. Just a teeny weeny bit. And again, that's all I took off. So I do find it's good to measure before you glue. I do a double measure just to be sure. Sometimes a triple measure, because why not? There we go. That's folding perfectly. So we'll take this, we'll get out our glue. I'm going to use my glue stick for this one. Make sure to get the edges really well. Vigorous gluing. Yes, indeed. It's probably why they end up with big gouges in them, huh? I glue too hard. Take that and put this right here. Line it up with the edge. Oh, I think I'm muttering. I'm sorry. Line it up with the edge. Check the fold. Check the fold. I haven't pressed it down yet. Okay, that's folding just beautifully. So I think that we are good to go. Get that down like that. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Burnish that down. Okay, so that's good to go. Put the lid back on my glue stick. Take care of your things, Brooke. This is why we can't have nice things. We've got our little witchy poos there. It does cover up my splot, but we'll see it when we open it up, so that's okay. And I'm going to glue them right about there. So maybe the top third of them will be glued to our top flap. So I'll just put my finger roughly where I want to glue them. Get out my art glitter glue. Get around those edges. We don't want this to go anywhere. And I think what I will do is open this up and get my glue page. Oh no, I'm gonna flip it over if we're gonna open it up. And that way I won't glue anything closed. Try to get these guys in the middle. That looks middle-ish. Burnish that down. Awesome. Close that up. And then what we want to do is take off, good grief, I'm going to take off the positive side of the magnet. Going to put just a little bit of score tape over that magnet to hold it, make sure it's really held down well. We'll go back and cover that with something. So we've got the double-sided tape right there. I'm going to use my bone folder, burnish that down. Okay, so that's like that. It's going to be like that. So now where did I put the other piece? Do you guys remember? Tell me. Tell me where I did. So then we want to take this one. How did I do this? Seriously, how can I not remember? Because I'm goofy. We want it to be here, I think. Is that right? Hold on, guys. I gotta puzzle this out. I'll be right back. Don't move. Well, gosh, I was thinking way too hard on that. So here's our little positive side. We've got our negative side in here. Just gonna go ahead and let me turn this around so you guys can see. These are tall flaps. I'm gonna turn this around and let the magnet catch its little friend right there. That's where it wants to be. I'm going to take off that adhesive back and just let that fall to where it's going to be, like so. Okay, so that's where it wants to live naturally. And then there, look at that, perfect. We just have to cover up those two magnets, which is not a problem. So let me take another piece of score tape. This is my exciting 1/2 inch that just got here. I have a wealth of score tape now. It's very exciting. Okay, I'm going to burnish that down. Make sure it sticks really well. And then we have our fun little page that opens like that and flaps open both directions. So we just need to cover our magnets. On this one, I pulled out I found some old Tim Holtz ephemera. I was kind of excited. So we have that, but then I also have some of the ephemera from the kit. So I thought I would just put something fun and little in there to cover that up. We could put breathe. That's just about big enough. Yeah, I don't think I like that. Kind of boring. We could put a dragon eyeball. You can really never have enough of those. Oh, yes, thank you. I believe I will. All right, then. Again, this is, I think this is part of the kit that's available on Etsy. I don't think this was a freebie. It was all different eyes and brush lettered words. All part of the creepy baby. She's quite epic, that creepy baby. So I'm going to take my glue stick. And there's still room in there to journal. This will just disguise our magnet. Perfect. Just what we wanted. And the eye is even looking the right direction. That makes me happy. Is it? It's kind of hard to tell. Dragon eyes. Who can say where they're looking? Burnish that down. Okay, and that'll close. Cover up our magnet. Perfect. Got little bits everywhere. Open this up. Open this up. We could put a pocket down there. Should we put a pocket down there? Or should we just put like we could put a piece of washi tape or a border or another embellishment. Oh, the decisions. The struggle is real. That could be a tiny pocket. What else is in here? I haven't looked at this forever. A 13. A retro cat. That's kind of cute. Oh my goodness. Maybe the game card. That is my vote. What do you guys think? Or do we put these creepy little children there and they can be a pocket for... No, I think we're going to stick with that. Okay. Gosh, hard decisions. So again, I'm just going to ink these. There's a little bit of white showing and it'll just make it stand off the page. I decided against making it a tiny pocket, mostly because there is a little bit of a ridge from that magnet and I don't want it to be hard for things to come in and out. And it probably would make more sense, wouldn't it, to take the backing off. I didn't do that on the front, but there was enough glue stick on there, it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and take that backing off of our score tape and glue this up. Plenty of glue stick on there. Oh, I like how that orange picks up the other oranges. That works for me, too. I'm just as pleased as punch. And you would never know there was a magnet there. Put the lid on, make sure our magnet is not trying to go through too many layers. So we close that up. Oh, nope. Satisfying click. Did you hear it? Shows your magnet's working. So it holds this piece closed, and it holds all the flaps closed. So now we can go ahead. How long have we been going? Oh, only 28 minutes. Yay. We can go ahead and, oh, I'm dropping things. Put this in our book. So here's our book, and I'm going to put this one on our first fin. So what I will do is grab my, oops, where's my picky tool? There we go. Cricut tools coming in handy. So I'm just going to pull off the beginning of this tape. Easier said than done. Just starting it. Oh, look, it's coming right off the paper. Not cool at all. Okay, so I'm going to start pulling that. And I'm going to put a little glue in there as well. Yep. I'm not really digging this Michael's Halloween paper. Love their solid card stock, but I don't know about the paper pads. If someone from Michael's is listening, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to pull it down about that much. So, I don't know, an inch. Grab our page. Oh, get our opening. Oh, I forgot to do two things. Hold the phone. I forgot two different things. First of all, I kind of glued it closed. That's not going to help at all, is it? We want to put in the thumb notch for our inside pocket because this section's going to be a pocket from the base page, if that makes sense. And I forgot to put something back there so you're not looking at white paper. So I'm just going where we put the belly band on the first page, taking a little notch, trying to. My paper punch doesn't want to go. Come on, you can do it, little notch. No, you can't. All right then. When all else fails, grab your scissors. I can see where it was trying to punch. There we go. Gotta put my lid on my glue stick, or on my glitter glue again. Put my needle back in there. That's not a needle, it's a pin. Ink that up so we can see that we have a thumb pull there. And now I just want to slide something in here so that when you are looking at the thumb notch, you're not seeing blank paper. So I'm going to pause you guys for a second. I'll do that and I'll be right back. Don't move. See, I told you it'd only take a second. I figured you guys had seen enough paper trimming and inking for one day. So all I did was took one of our scraps, cut it down to fit right inside our page base, inked up the top edge and glued it right in there. So now when you look at the thumb tab in the back, you see that pattern instead of white paper, and that makes me much happier. So cool. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program, which was getting our page on there. So we have our base page open here on the left. Just gonna take that, pull it down a little bit. Not all the way. Boy, that red tape is annoying. And I'm going to take the base page, slide it over that hinge, line it up the way I want it. Not right all the way up to the fold, but pretty close. You want to leave enough room for it to move. Okay, that's lined up, and I'm just getting it to attach there. And then I can take my little pokey tool, grab the tail of that tape if I can. Whoop, come on. Pull that off. Push that down the rest of the way. And look at that, our front side is attached. Slick, huh? And we'll turn it over and do the same thing on, well, not the same thing, we'll just take the adhesive backing off. Hopefully it won't tear our paper. It did not. Okay, pull it off. Yay for score tape. And press that one down. And our first hinge has its cool and groovy page on it. What do you guys think? Pretty fun, huh? All's working right. All the mechanisms are smooth. Loving it. And then you go into the journal part. So the next time that we get together, we will work on this hinge. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by, you guys. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're making a creepy baby Jalbum, or just a regular photo album, whatever you want to make, or a journal, or a notebook, whatever works for you. I hope you're having fun with her, and I'm so glad you came to play. I'll see you again real soon, and if you wouldn't mind, throw me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out. Thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.